Hi guys, you're welcome to Steven and Allison TV. And how you guys doing today? So I don't know if you guys remember what happened some months back to one club owner, Mr. Adeniyi Ojo in Kwara State, that two girls cut his life short. So finally, those girls have been apprehended on the 6th of this month, and they've already confessed in what really transpired, what really happened on that day. So, but before I play that video, to the young women out there, please, if you know you're not going to accept a man or men or to even do the thing, please don't collect his money. Because for you to accept a man, you must accept to do everything. You cannot say you want to play smart, because sometimes your smartness na im go put you for gbege. Like these two ladies now, it was their smartness now that put them into trouble and long throat. You don't want to do, but you want money. When has that ever done? You are not ready to drop and you want money, and thinking that you are wise and smart, you now did what you did to cut that man's life short. So guys, see the video, and the young men out there, please be careful.
Joseph Joy Adama and Vandora Davis Oreoluwa Favour. On 6th of October 2023, police operatives apprehended two suspects, Joseph Joy Adama and Vandora Davis Oreoluwa Favour, who are both students of the Kwara State Polytechnic and are facing grave allegations for their involvement of Mr. Adeniyi Ojo, the son of Chief Emmanuel Ojo, a prominent figure in Ilorin, Kwara State. Through meticulous investigative work, our officers were able to trace and apprehend these suspects in Mowe Ibafo, Ogun State. In the tragic incident, the dude tied the deceased under the guise of having and demanded money from him. But when he was not forthcoming, they resorted to drugging and suffocating him, leading to his untimely. They have been processed and will be charged to court any moment from now. These, I think, they are students of this school. Are you students of that same school? Which school? Talk. Which school? Kwara State Polytechnic. You are Adama. You are Adama. You are Oreoluwa Favour.
What level?
ND2. You hail from where? Which town? You are from Benue State. You? Kwara State. So how did you get to Mowe Ibafo in Ogun State?
I was already went to
You finished school. You went home. And police came around to pick you. Why did you Ojo Adeniyi?
We only had the intention of stealing cash or valuables from him because I told you we only had intentions to steal vehicles from him because he was already asking me out from when I worked in his club house last year.
How old is she?
22.
You are 22. What of you? 23. And you are friends of these young ladies, 22, 23-year-old respectively, and they are students. So I want to appeal to us, when we have our students, our children in schools, let us keep watch on them. Let us monitor what they do. Don't say because they are adults, you don't monitor them. It's our responsibility as parents or as guardians to please keep watch on them, guide them, talk to them, educate them on how to live a normal life. I think young ones like them, students, have one or two things to learn from this particular case. Whatever game you want to play, no matter how genuine your intention, if a life is lost in your hand, you are going to be arrested. So what is your advice for young ones like you in schools?
No matter what you see or meet,
Speak loud, I didn't hear you because you are giving a sermon now.
no matter what you see or meet doing, don't feel pressured into doing whatever you should not do because it might just be the biggest mistake of your life.
That's fine. Thank you. You're going to have your seat. You just wanted to cruise and have that fun, and incidentally, it turned to be a case. Sorry.
Can you just tell us what brought you down here?
I was arrested in Lagos State first of all for stealing from a man.
Yes, go ahead.
For attempting to steal from a man, but we later found out that the man was dead.
Can you just tell how it happens?
Okay. I worked for him in his clubhouse last year for about 3 months until the clubhouse got shut down by the government. So on the first day that I submitted my CV to his hotel for the job, he copied my number off my CV and he called me and he told me that he wanted to have a relationship with me. But because I was working for him then, I used to turn him down. And during the course of the 4 months I worked in the club, every time he came into the club too, he always made advances at me, but I did not turn him down like rudely because he was my boss. And then when the club got shut down, I stopped working. Then later I worked like down at the bar for like a month and a week until I now stopped working by myself. I resigned by myself. So even after I stopped working, he still used to contact me and text me and everything. But anytime I tried to ask him for anything, there was even a time I asked him to help me when I had rent issues. He just ghosted me, and then later, after a while that he knew that everything was already calm and I didn't need the help anymore, he came back and started texting me again. So it happened that like 2 weeks, I stayed in my friend's hostel for like 2 weeks because we were having exams. So during that time, he still used to text me. So like he even called me one day like that and he said he wanted to see me. So I talked about the man with my friend and I told her that I don't want to have like any relations with him at all. But at that time, I was also in need of some money for some personal stuff that I wanted to sort. So that was the idea of like maybe from his car, because mostly people used to like have cash inside their car in the middle place of their car. So the idea was that like if he agrees to do BDSM with us, like to like BDSM tie the person's hands and legs. So while his hands and legs are tied, we can like take cash or whatever valuable we can find and live with it. But it turned out that day, even when we went to see him that day, when he asked us to come, we even talked to him about needing jobs, but he told us that he did not have any jobs available at the time, but with time that he will be able to find something for us. And he also liked my friend that day. He was telling my friend that he likes her and he wants to sleep with her and everything. Basically that day he was like proposing that he wanted to like us. So we now proposed the car to him and he agreed, and the BDSM too, he agreed. He was even telling us already from the garden about how he was going to deal with us and everything when we get inside. Although we were not bothered because we knew we were not planning to have, and we just wanted to like take this cash and leave. So it now turned out that it started raining. So instead of us going to the car, he now told us to go across to a building that was across the garden where we went to meet him. So when we went inside, we were waiting at the reception, and then he just came and he started going inside and we were following him. Then it turned out that it was a room, like we didn't know that the guest house that was there, maybe he works there or he owns it. So when we went inside the room with him, my friend went inside, she excused herself and went inside the toilet, and I joined her inside the toilet. So while we were inside the toilet, I explained to my friend that his car to do this one that he has brought us into the room. What are we now going to do now about it? So she was like, I should be calm. We went back inside with the man, and because he already had eyes and attention for my friend before, he started touching her. Immediately we came out and he carried her and placed her on the table. He removed his shirt, like he got naked and he got on the bed. Then I got on the bed with him. He allowed my friend tie his hand and tie his leg. He was even the one that raised up his leg for her to tie him. So after she tied his hand and his leg, based on the fact that we were in a room and not in a car, because normally we thought that if we want to have car sex with somebody, it cannot be in a public place that people can easily see or hear. But because it was in a room, so we were already thinking about what we were going to do, like in case like maybe he start shouting or something. So apart from the 2 ropes that we used to tie his hand and his leg, there was one other tiny clothes, like all these clothes rope that they used to tie on gown that was tiny. So after my friend tied his leg and his hand, and she placed the rope in his neck, so I had this small cloth I used to tie on my head, like small handkerchief I used to tie on my head like a scarf. So like after, because my friend already tied his leg and his hand, so my own turn was to like try to put the handkerchief in his mouth so that that small rope I can use it to like close it, so that in case if he wants to shout, he won't be able to shout. But because I panicked and I freaked out, when I put the clothes in his mouth, he removed it and he told me that he did not want it. Then me too, I now took the clothes and I put it in my mouth and I told him that it's because we don't want him to moan too loud, that's why. But he refused. So during after that time that I refused to put the clothes in his mouth, I just like left him because I also panicked. That was why I could not tie the clothes in his mouth. So during the course of me being on the bed and just harassing him and everything, my friend went to the bag. We already had this thing before. We already had Refno in our bag that we were supposed to like give to him so that he will sleep like after, so in case, so that we'll be able to leave. So my friend poured it in her hand, and when she tried to pour it into his mouth, he turned his face away and it didn't enter his mouth. He said he didn't need it to lighten up his mood. So I think at that time she was now getting impatient because it was raining before, and as the rain stopped, everywhere became quiet and like we were running out of time. So that was when she took the phone. He tried to, that was why we took it.
Are you happy with what has happened?
No, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Is that the first time?
Yes, sir. That was the first time ever that we've even tried it.
Okay, can you give it to your friend? A lot of allegations. Is that true? If it is true, just say yes, true.
Yes, it's true.
No, speak louder.
Yes, it's true.
Everything she said is true.
Yeah, it's true.
You did it.
We did it together.
Okay, now you did it together. You regret any of this action?
Yeah, sure, we regret it.
What will you tell other ladies that are looking for quick money?
Use the mic now. I would say they should be patient. God would always intervene and break through, of course, and not to just go for any man because of money.
Thank you so much.